Hello everyone. We should be live now. Hopefully everything is running smoothly because I have a little bit of a problem with on the preview. The sound wasn't working well, so hopefully now it's all fixed. But in any case, if you don't hear anything, please do let me know. So welcome to the channel. It's Rad, and in today's video we are gonna check into the upcoming week, which is 15th to 21st of August 2022. You can see the cards on the thumbnail. I'm gonna show them to you as well right now, but before we get into it, for those of you guys who are mailing me and also Pisces Moonbeam, are the daily readings going to be reinstated on the channel? Yes, they are. The reason there wasn't daily readings for about a couple of weeks, 2.5 weeks. Hello, Sherry. Welcome to the stream. So 2.5 weeks, I believe, ever since 25th of the last month, I believe. That is because I was on a vacation up until the end of July, and then I got sick, and I mean really sick. I barely recovered. It was some kind of a virus. It was not COVID. And I'm trying slowly to get back into my routine. So yes, the dailies are going to be reinstated very soon, hopefully next week, this week actually, that it is coming. And that is all that I have to say on that particular matter. So the collective reading for the upcoming week, guys, I mean, again, if you have paid attention to the thumbnail, you would have saw these cards. The first one, which is going to be the Nine of Cups, followed by the second card of the Knight of Wands. Then the third card for the week, for the collective reading, that is going to be the Eight of Pentacles. And the fourth card for the week, that is going to be the Five of Wands. And then the additional one to the Knight of Wands, the Five of Wands, but the additional one to the Knight of Wands, it is the Eight of Cups. So about the week overall. Now this there are a lot of things linked, and one thing leads to another, so I do hope I'm going to present you with a coherent story here. But the first thing that I want to start from, it is about the things we should restrain ourselves from, or more or less people or associations, societies, and etc., that we should kind of like restrain and keep away from us. Knight of Wands with the Eight of Cups, these are a type of people or type of societies or type of organizations which literally has nothing good to say. Whatever you suggest, whatever you propose, whatever view for the future you have, immediate return as an answer is nope, that can never happen. You will never going to be able to do it. Who do you think you are, Superman? And so on and so forth. So these are a type of individuals who are pessimist is even very mildly said here. It is just a type of individuals that they can never say anything good about anything in general, that we all of us are proposing, or we do have as a idea or as a plan. And why that's important? Well, because the next thing that the week presents in front of all of us is that something we already gave up on. We may have gave up on a particular job or a particular career path, or maybe we have gave up on, I don't know, reconciliation, or when maybe we have gave up on a person we have been interested in, all right, or maybe we have gave up on life in general, whatever, something we gave up on that. So what happened throughout the weeks, it is that we are going to have a chance to reinstate whatever we have gave up upon. So in other words, looked at it, a failure can be transformed into a success. And the last thing we need throughout the week is someone telling us we can't do it, we are not up to it, we're not qualified enough, or it's never gonna happen just because they think so. Well, it is not exactly that they think so. I'm gonna dive a little bit into the character here. It's not my place to say it, but at least according to these cards, these people were doing it is because their interest doesn't lie there. I mean, they just don't care. And for all that they care, it is that better them having you around instead of you chasing something by yourself. Just in case they have a use of you around something. Okay, so let's say selfish type of people. And what boils down to in terms of the week, it is that somewhere along the way we are gonna have that that opportunity to reinstate a plan, a relationship, a job, a project, or reach out again to someone that we broke up ties with, and so on and so forth. It's going to be very individual for every single one of us. But by the end of the week, rest assured, if we haven't gave in or caved under the pressure of the negative opinions by everybody else that is not concerned with our well-being, we are going to mark a failure as a success. Marin Mason Gaming, thank you so much for your $1 support. Thank you. Right, so with that said, we are moving now to the 12 star signs that I'm gonna read for the week. And before we go into that, guys, just let me explain you, for all of you who are new, how the stream is going to move forward. First off, 3 of you are going to get a free reading throughout the stream. That is the only way how you get a free reading with me. And all that you gotta do is just stick around up until I do announce a break, one of the breaks, which there are gonna be 3 breaks throughout the stream. Spoiler alert here, one is gonna be after Cancer, another one after a Scorpio, and the final one is gonna be the very end, which is a Pisces. And all you gotta do is just input a question that you want me to read for with tarot, and I usually give about 5 minutes so questions can accumulate. And if there are questions, I'm going to pick one and I'm going to perform a professional reading on it. If there are no questions, I'm just going to move on to the next 4 star signs. But that said, should any of you decide to support the channel and the stream through super chat, you guys are going to get a reading at the end of it. That's pretty much given. And should there be no inquiry with your super chat, I'm just gonna make you a personalized weekly reading, just like Matt and Mason Gaming here, which you're gonna have at the end. I hope that if that's a gaming company, I do hope that you do very, very well, and you do not stick to the message of microtransactions. I really hate microtransactions. That's my personal opinion, but in any case, right, so another thing that I want to tell you guys, it is that right now I am booking for a weekly readings. Okay, so if you do want to have your weekly reading, which is different version from this one, all right, if you do book through the link into the description down below, your weekly reading is going to be specified over a career, finances, and as well actually no, that's a monthly, I'm sorry, that's a monthly reading. It's just, I'm sorry about the lapses here. So booking for the monthly, and your monthly reading is going to contain a 9-card spread, and is going to focus on your career, finances, and as well your personal life, or in other words, your relationship life. Additionally to that, I am booking up until the end of the month though for a Lenormand Legrand Tableau. So what that is, it's a very big, very large spread, and it basically shows you events that are unavoidable and that can happen. So if you do want to dare your future, that's the way you go. And you can also book that using a link into the description down. Yeah, monthly. Exactly, Pisces Moonbeam. It's monthly. It's just I got myself confused. But in any case, so if you do want to dare the future, that's the way you do it. And if you do just want a standard reading with me, you can always go to my website, which you're gonna find in the description down below. And there on the very front page, you can see all of the services except the exclusive services, which are offered only through the people who are basically watching the YouTube channel and the live stream. That's, I can't say it's a gift, but it is something. It's like an additional option available for you guys. So yeah, if you do want a just standard personal reading, you can go to my website, and on the very front page you will see full list of my services and as well their pricing. So with all that said, oh my god, with all that said, first thing that we are going to read for, that is going to be Aries. So let me shuffle and see what you Aries guys have to you're gonna have as a experience throughout the week. All right, so the first card for Aries, this is going to be the Page of Pentacles. The second card, not the final one, but the second one, that is going to be the Seven of Pentacles. Moving on next for Aries, we do have the Ten of Swords, which is, by the way, quite common in the as a follow-up to the last couple, to the previous two cards. And the final one, that is going to be the Eight of Cups. Okay, so these four cards. One thing I forgot to mention before I jump into Aries, guys, that should your super chat be $20 or above, you're gonna get that very same four card reading at the end of the stream for your week, that is. So back to Aries. You have to be, according to these cards at least, guys, you gotta be very, very decisive within the next week, 15 to 21st of August, because there will be an important either job for you or either interaction for you, you know, because it's a general reading. I can't say specifically what is going to be for every single one of you, but it's just is going to be an important endeavor that it is starting up. And the first thing you're going to see in it, it's going to be its sheer pretty much value, valuable job, valuable connection, valuable opportunity, valuable work, valuable person. That is the first thing that you're going to see. But then doubt is going to settle down, and this is where your decisive nature should step in pretty much, because what doubt is going to bring to the table, it's an opening for that valuable whatever to pretty much be taken from someone else, unfortunately. So should you be decisive though, what you can expect? Well, you can expect that this week is going to be pretty much the start of a new era in your life. When I do say new era, I pretty much mean that, oh, how can I put it into words? I pretty much mean that wherever you felt like you are in the rock bottom, now you're gonna start feeling like you are pretty much climbing it up, all right? So you can expect that this valuable thing is going to be exactly where you are pretty much feeling bereft, deprived, having nothing actually out there. So if you have no job offer, maybe that's going to be your valuable thing, a valuable job that is going to show up. If you have no love life, well, I guess a valuable person. But according to my speculation here, what is the most likely thing to happen, guys, Aries? A valuable friendship. that is going to start transforming into something more, whether a business partnership, whether a romantic relationship, and you gotta be decisive about it. Do you want it or do you not want it? Now, last thing I want to warn you, the circumstances that surrounds it, they're not going to be perfect by all means, okay? And you gotta look into life. It's just nothing is perfect. It all comes to that. What can you see in the future? Can you see yourself being great at that job or with that person in the future? Okay, and if you can, even though the current circumstances are not ideal, just by all means, you should take it. That's the guidance and the advice of the cards themselves. So that was Aries. Now moving next, we do have Taurus. Let me shuffle. Oh, I get it. I get it, man. All right. So your son wanna be a gaming channel, eh? It's a quite of a saturated market, just just like the tarot market. But it is a quite saturated one, yeah. I wish him best of luck. Right, so Taurus, first one for you, we do have the Queen of Pentacles. Moving on next, Taurus, that is going to be the Queen of Swords. Followed by the third one, which is the Death card. And the final one, we do have the Saving Grace of the Ace of Cups. Okay. One more card here for the Queen of Swords, and we do have the Star card. Let me show you that. Hold on a sec. I need a bigger desk. So this is Queen of Swords and the Star card. Active active supporters, Taurus. I mean, you do have a lot to overcome here. That is a very emancipated individual who just knows how to make things work, or rather like how to push things through. Unfortunately, their things through means that your things doesn't go through. Look at it that way. It's I can't let's not say it's an enemy, it's a competition, right? So it's a competition who does have a very different standards, who does have very different ideals from yours, that is, who has very different, it has a different morale. And so it's a fearsome competition because they ain't gonna stop of nothing until they get what they want. Now, luckily for you though, for what those cards are showing, very rapidly, or rather quickly after the week starts, your paths can diverse, meaning that you take one path, they take another path. So the best thing you can do here is just ignore that competition, whether competition at work. Imagine you do have a very strong competitor, but Tuesday, Wednesday, they are reassigned, completely different projects, so you can completely ignore them. You don't have to mess around with their work, they don't have to mess around with your work. So that's the best way you can go about that situation. Starting to raising up voice of how unethical that person is by your standards, that's just gonna make them more and more fearsome, and believe me, they can be very creative when it comes to inflicting damage on another human being. And under damage, I mean to damage your career, damage your relationship, and so on and so forth. So best thing you can do, ignore them. Aside from that, Taurus, it does look like that this is going to be quite of a refreshing week here, and it will start very, very slow. So what happens, it is that you are not going to have many new opportunities, if any at all, and I'm sorry saying that, but it is just how it goes with those cards. However, because you are going to have a lack of new opportunities, you are going to start examining your current accomplishments, and therefore what happens is that you are going to start seeing that you can actually expand those accomplishments, that there are potentials out there which are heretofore unexplored, and you are about to start exploring those options available. And this is gonna bring to a very interesting situation for you, where you are gonna start seeing that pretty much you do have some aspects in your life that you just don't need those aspects. I don't know what kind of example to give you for that, because that could be literally anything, but you may realize that you don't need that partnership, or you don't need to, I don't know, call that person every single day, and so on and so forth. What I mean here is that there are going to be certain routines and habits that you are going to see redundant, and therefore you can relinquish them and replace them with something much more productive and something much more beneficial for you. But the beauty of the week for you, Taurus, happens at the end of it, where there is going to be an impending change happening. And when I say impending change, I mean that is going to be the moment where your biggest disappointment is going to become your biggest source of happiness. To take it that way, what I like to say about that card, it is that a spot in your heart that was once emptied is going to be refilled back again, and that is exactly what's going to bring that impending change, overflowing joy, and basically nothing is going to look the same when you look through that overflowing joy at your daily routine. It simply is going to be transcended, and all starts through examining these potentials which you have heretofore unexplored. So just because you don't have new opportunities, that is pretty much a blessing in disguise, at least according to these cards. Liz, thank you so much for your 511 US dollars. Thank you, Liz. Well, so what, Matthew? You just asked for a confirmation? Right, so that was Taurus, and now moving next, we do have Gemini. Right, for Gemini, the first one, guys, we do have the Lovers, followed by the Five of Pentacles. Moving on next, we do have the Four of Pentacles. And then we do have the Ten of Pentacles. Oh my god. Those 5 cards. Jessica, thank you so much for your 6.99 Canadian. Thank you, Jessica. Make sure that you do stick around up until the end, where you're gonna get your personalized reading for the week. Let me have a swing of a coffee, guys. You know these moments where you just stop for a moment to say, I just can't live like that anymore. Okay? I just can't stand this anymore. Well, that's pretty much exactly what we do have here, and we're talking about dependency. Okay, we're talking about you may be dependent on a stipulation, you may be dependent of another person, you may be dependent of a certain loan, for example, some kind of a dependency. Okay, and it's pretty much you will realize that that is a chain which is a loose chain, and you can pretty much take it off and not be dependent anymore. And that's literally how the week revolves around for you. That's literally how the week stands. It's pretty much a week of a choice. You, Gemini, are either gonna do what you have to, or you are gonna do what you want to. You cannot do these two things simultaneously. Pretty much what you have to do, it's the opposite of what you are gonna want to do. And in your case, there is no right or wrong choice. For what those cards are showing, you have to do the opposite of what you were doing up until this point. So if up until this point you were doing just only what you want to do, well, maybe it's time that you gotta start doing what you gotta do. Okay, if up until this point you were doing what you gotta do and you are getting nowhere, well, maybe it's time you start doing what you want to do. Bottom line is that throughout the week you're going to start realizing that your lifestyle, the way you are living in general, if it is not a mess, it's not as satisfiable as you would want it to be, and therefore they're going to start some changes, or you're going to start making certain changes into your lifestyle, especially at the places that you're feeling insecure. So if you are feeling insecure about your finances, for example, you're going to start readapting and changing the style of how you are making money. If you are feeling insecure about your relationship, you are going to start changing how you address your relationship, the style of how you do address your relationship. And bottom line is that you do have the potential to pretty much establish the certain and secure future for either of those things that you may find yourself feeling uncertain and insecure. But you have to be, again, decisive throughout that particular week and decide how you're going to go about it. Are you going to go about it that it must be done, or you're going to go about it the way you want to do it? One of these two. You cannot do it both. But bottom line, once you do make your decision, once you do make your choice, you are going to get out of that dependency, and in fact, whichever choice you make is going to work for you very, very well. But again, you got to make that decision. And lastly, many people get fuzzy when they see the Lover's card. That is because left, right, and center all around the social media and YouTube as well, at least for the most part, it's interpreted like, you know, a great love coming your way, and it is like, for example, your soulmate and so on. Yeah, lovers can be a love, and it could be a flirt, if not anything else. The thing about the Lover's card, though, it is that it's very unstable. First of all, the Lover's card is an air element. It has nothing to do with feelings, right? Feelings, emotions, they are water. Actually, emotions are water element. Feelings are more toward the fire element. In any case, this is air. This is about your mind and how you see things. So you see someone and you like that person through the energy and the vibration of the Lover's card. Why? Well, you don't know at that point. The card has a philosophy. You like and love the person because what that person is, you aren't, and vice versa. So you are two perfectly matching opposites. And that's freaking scary, isn't it? I mean, you do have someone and you just don't know why you are attracted to that person. They're unlike anything you would like under normal circumstances, and yet you like them. And these interactions very seldom transform themselves into a relationship because one of the two people just gets scared and walks away. So should you start falling for somebody throughout the week, know that you again gotta be decisive, guys, and just don't run away from it, okay? And finally, overall, your week should be very, very harmonious in a sense of that even if you don't do anything, even if you don't lift up your finger, certain of your or some of your predicaments and problems should start resolving themselves on their own accord. So that was Gemini, and now next one we do have Cancer. Thank you, Jackie. All right, so Six of Pentacles for Cancer, first one, followed by the second card for Cancer, which is the Death card. The third one, that is going to be the Justice. And the fourth card for you guys, we do have the Sun. Again, a saving grace, right? Imagine a train, you already boarded the train and suddenly you do realize, oh shit, it's the wrong destination, right? Or more or less, it's not the track I wanted to be at. It's like, because there are many trains that go to your destination, but you haven't boarded the, let's say, the most direct one. So that's what feeling you're gonna have. I mean, you're gonna have a feeling that you gotta change something, okay? It's not like you're not making progress, but maybe you're not making fast progress fast enough. It's not like your life is bad, but maybe you can do it better if you do change something here and there. Change, at least according to these cards, guys, it's a bad thing throughout the week. I mean, we do have the Death card into the second position, which is what holds you back. So what could hold you back throughout the week is if you do try to replace one thing over another. For example, try to replace one suitor for another, one job for another, one hobby for another, and so on and so forth. Now, on another note, the Death card into the second position, very positive manifestation here, pretty much states it's not over, right? So if you think your relationship is over, or your job is over, or your career is over, not on the watch of the week 15 to 21st of August 2022. And actually, it's you are presented with maybe your last chance here, having the Justice into the third position, because that card shows that things are going to be a-okay if you are accountable with your actions toward yourself and toward the situations that you are involved into, right? So bottom line is that you can't do much about changing the course of events, at least not throughout the next week, but you can do a lot to stick with the new course and do the best you can. And when you do the best you can, at the end of the week, how you're gonna end up is with an expanding energies of growth. Basically, you're gonna end up being very happy of the results, as we do have the Sun card here. The Sun card could promise you monetary success. It could promise you a very warm introduction, or a partnership, or a relationship. It just, the Sun, it is when you are happy because everything around you makes you happy, and everybody around you is happy because you are happy, and you are happy because they are happy, and it's just one happy family at the end of the week that you're gonna end up with. But again, that only happens if you are having that astute discernment that you are in some responsibilities and you just can't skip those responsibilities, and you got to be accountable toward that. So pretty much you promise that you are going to pick the kids from school this week. Wow, you gotta stick to it. I mean, you can't change it. You can't back on that. Okay, you promised your boss that you are gonna do a couple of extra hours throughout the week. You gotta do it, guys, if you do want to grow in the job. And next time, maybe you're gonna learn your lesson not to promise something you don't tend 100% to keep. If you are, how can I put it into words? If you start hating yourself for what you said before this particular week. So that's pretty much for Cancer. And now the first break is going to take place. Should any of you want a free reading, guys, now is the moment for you to input a question into the comments down below. I'm going to give you about 5 minutes to do so, and should there be any questions, I'm going to pick one. I'm going to perform a professional reading on that question. Should there be no questions, I'm just going to move to the next 4 star signs, which are going to be, by the way, Leo, Virgo, Libra, and Scorpio. Thank you, Sue. Or she, rather. Shy, shy baby. Matthew, I don't play those games. I neither play Fortnite nor Warzone. Karen, no, it shouldn't bother you. I mean, your neighbor, if he doesn't like you being there, that's his problem. Okay, that's your neighbor's problem, not your problem. So there is nothing to be seen there. I mean, if the person is rude, unless they walk away, like buy a property on another place, or they stop being relevant, if you know what I mean, they're just gonna stay rude. It's just how it goes. Hey Robin, long time no see. Glad you came around. Well, Robin, is the job looks better? Because if it looks better, I mean, yeah, I mean, why not? Why should you not take it? I mean, I can't make a choice for you, Robin. That's my point. Can't make a choice for you. The cards cannot make a choice for you. Well, they can, but it is unethical, and I'm never gonna do it. Well, Matt, yeah, that's a true thing. Even there is a meme going on, you know, a child and a guy, and the child say, am I gonna be able to buy any game I want and any system I want when I grow up? And the man says, yeah, you will, but you're never gonna have a time to enjoy them. Which is I guess I'm fortunate because I do have the time to enjoy them, but I know that many people doesn't have the time to enjoy them. Hmm. Yeah, I do love playing video games too. All right. So news Devon single, and is there anyone coming in? Let's check it out. What are my thoughts about cryptocurrency? Well, I'm not financial expert, but look, every currency has a coverage. You know, the economy of the country that the currency is on, it's a coverage to the currency itself. Cryptocurrency doesn't have any coverage. Today it could be $60,000 and in a matter of a second it can become a cent. It's the most, in my opinion, it is the most unstable thing you can make an investment into. You look for investment, my opinion to you, invest into real estate. You can never go wrong with real estate, probably gold as well. And by the way, alcohol. Alcohol, price only goes up, never down. But cryptocurrency, it is the worst thing you can invest your money into. Today it's one price, tomorrow it's another. It has no regulation. It can go anywhere, and nobody knows who regulates that, or rather, like, who says how expensive a cryptocurrency is gonna be. You know, for example, the dollar is covered by a petrol. It's a petrol dollar. The price of the petrol, the amount of petrol guarantees that the dollar is going to be that expensive. British pound guaranteed by the gold that Britain has, you know. Bulgarian lev as well, guaranteed by the gold our country has, and so on and so forth. Cryptocurrency has no coverage. Nothing guarantees for its price, and therefore it can plummet any moment. It did plummeted recently with about 40,000, right? It was 63,000, and then in a matter of a night it became 27,000. And it's plummeting even more. Why? Hello, Ella. How are the things going with Claudio? All right, news. Five of Pentacles, followed by the Queen of Wands. Moving on, next we do have the Seven of Swords, and the final one that is going to be the Five of Swords. No, Dan, never use that. News Devon. It's unlikely, and I'm sorry of saying that. It's highly unlikely because of a few things. Five of Pentacles sitting into the first position. It kind of shows that pretty much the surroundings you are in are kind of arid. It's pretty dry. It is just within the next. Let me check on how long. Okay. well, let's say into the near future, it's not like there aren't gonna be people around you. It is just, it seems that you are not gonna find them suitable for you. That's one thing. The other thing, that Queen of Wands into the second position, it pretty much you intimidate them. It's just what the card shows. Okay. And another thing it is that none of these people, it's kind of gonna fit with your agenda for relationship. And even if you end up dating someone according to these cards, it's highly likely that person is gonna betray your trust. So I'm sorry, but that's one instance where the cards are pretty much negative. It's not like there is no one coming forward, it is just it's unsuitable, or at least this is how you're gonna see that person. Maybe I'm wrong though. I'm just a card interpreter. I'm not a psychic. So hopefully it works out for you. But I'm sorry for the message. For a couple of minutes, guys, and then moving to the next 4 star signs. There are going to be 4 more free readings giveaway. The next one is going to be after Scorpio. So if you do want to if you do want a free reading, you can stick around for one of these breaks. Inputs a question, and who knows, you may end up being lucky me picking you for that free reading. Other than that, if you do decide to support the stream and the channel through super chat, you're gonna get a reading at the end of it. That's pretty much given. And should your super chat be $20 US or above, the reading you're gonna get is gonna be that 4-card weekly reading. Pretty much it's this 4-card spread I'm using almost for everything. It's a brilliant spread. In any case, that's going to be your spread should your super chat be $20 US or above. And another thing that I forgot to mention as well is that right now I am booking for a monthly readings, monthly of September, and as well Le Grand Tableau, which is a Lenormand spread. For more information, you can check the description down below. Finally, if you do want a personal reading with me, you can always go to my website, which you're going to find again in the description down below. And there, at the very front page, you will see full list of my services and as well their pricing. Feeling lucky? What do you mean? Oh, well, it was a good question. All right, next one, we do have Leo. And the first card for Leo, that is going to be the Knight of Swords. Followed by the 3 of Cups. Moving on next, we do have the 9 of Cups for Leo. And the final one for you guys, that's going to be the Queen of Swords. There is no such thing as cups, guys. I mean, if you are born a minute before the sun enters into the other sign, okay? Let me give you an example here. The sun enters into Virgo at 22nd of August, 11:16 p.m. You are born at 11 15 p.m., you are not Virgo, you are Leo, right? So, period. So there is no cusp. Right. So back to Leo. Well, it seems that you're gonna have somewhat of a quite of a lonely experience um, into the upcoming week, guys, and it's gonna be a lonely experience because it doesn't look like that you will be able to connect with people. Let's put it that way. It's just every time you try to share, every time you try to even say what you think, let alone expose something, and it's just the other party wouldn't want to hear it, or they are gonna be pretty much disconcerted. And that is just what's going to create this impression, or rather like a feeling, that you are alone against the world. And it's pretty much the week for you is going to be a free for all being out there. However, that doesn't mean that it's going to be pretty much a bad week. In fact, you can look inwardly. What I mean is that you can look within your life and start fixing things around. The week is going to be very beneficial for those kind of enterprises and endeavors, aspects in general, but you will have to make a personal choice, okay, a choice that it must make sense, and simultaneously it must be something you would want and like to do. These again, a personal and very individual choices that no one can pretty much mess around with. They're entirely down up to you, and no one can tell you other way around. Another thing about your week here, it is that you have to count your blessings. That's pretty clear from the Nine of Cups that we do have at the third position. Why that's the case? Well, with the Nine of Cups, its lesson, let's put it that way, so its lesson is all about sustenance. Okay, it's not enough to have something. It's what is enough, it is when you are able to sustain that something. And that's why counting your blessings into the upcoming week is going to be able to identify, is going to be able to help you to identify, I'm sorry, what makes you happy, and where you should put your efforts, so that happiness from a short-term happiness to become a long-term happiness. So you may turn inward and examine your love life, should you be in a relationship, and realize that this relationship makes you happy. So a little bit of an extra effort there is not going to hurt, just on the contrary, is going to make that relationship from a being not promised tomorrow into something that it is a long-lasting enterprise, rather than a, hanging by a thread, so to speak. But what is more interesting here, for what these cards are showing, is that by the end of the week, it seems that you are going to become pretty convinced into a, I don't know, into a something. Because pretty much you will find yourself that you do want to push certain things through, and you will be able to do so. So you may find yourself that you want to push certain project through, or certain opinion through, or a I don't know, certain routine through, whatever the case. And it seems that by the end of the week you will find the resources, the strength, not just only that, but as well the necessary means in order to do it, so to push it through. Just you will have to do it yourself. That's all. All right. So that was Leo. Now moving on. Next, we do have Virgo. Thank you, Charlie. All right, for Virgo, first one, Three of Cups, followed by the second card of the Sun. Moving on next, we do have the Page of Pentacles. And the final one for Virgo, that is going to be the Five of Swords. That's the five, yeah? Yeah, it's the Five of Swords. Okay. So one more card for the Page of Pentacles. We do have the Ten of Swords. Okay. So here into the third position of the spread itself, this is the Elemental Dignity. Page of Pentacles, Ten of Swords, a passive enemies. Huh. That's so messed up of a message. At least, how should I say it? Well, the thing about this reading, it is that unlike Leo, you Virgo are gonna have, or you are going to enjoy a lot of attention throughout the week. It's just the problem is gonna be that, or let's put it that way, not all of that attention is gonna be good for your well-being. Although it's not gonna feel that way for throughout the week itself. So literally, what is in danger here is that you may put your trust into people that does not deserve your trust. It's pretty much they are going to betray your trust, and you're going to have a very loyal friend that is going to tell you that actually they're going to try to guide your hand throughout the week, Virgo, and it is imperative that you do listen to that person. So bottom line is, how you do recognize who that friend is? Well, according to these cards, that friend of yours always puts you first, even in front of themselves. They are gonna, for example, leave job anytime you call. They are gonna be always there for you, and they always think for you first and then for themselves. You do have such a friend, or rather like you do have such a person around you. Now that could be a child of yours, right? It could be, for example, family member. It could be, again, a very loyal friend, or it could be your partner in life. Either way, guys, that person is going to be like your counselor. It's going to be like your advisor about the people that you are surrounding yourself with, because there is a serious danger, like I said, that you may end up being betrayed. You may end up being even humiliated if your trust means everything for you. And if someone betrays your trust, is humiliating for you, same. So then, yeah, I mean, you may end up at the end of the day being humiliated here. So trust your healthy sense of mistrust into the upcoming week, and listen to those you know that wants your well-being. New people that you're going to meet, because you are about to meet new people throughout the week, take them with a grain of salt. Don't give your unconditional trust right away. Put them under a microscope, put them on a trial, if you will, before you actually let them into your life. And unfortunately for you, Virgo, throughout the week, there are going to be things which are not going to feel very natural, in a sense that things which are supposed to happen, if they happen, they're gonna happen in a very awkward and weird way, and it's just, you ain't gonna know what to make of it. You ain't gonna know what to say. It is best to leave it alone, at least for the week. Next week, things should kind of like start returning themselves into a normal state. And and finally here, what we do have for you, it is that whenever you do have a chance to establish something, it's very important to ask yourself, does the means just, or rather like, does the result or the end justifies the means and the efforts, because for some of those tenacious drives of yours, they won't. And at the end, yeah, it's going to be a victory, but it's going to be a pirate victory. It's going to, or a pirate victory, or whatever you call it. It's going to be a bitter victory, and you don't want that. Nobody wants that. So that was Virgo. Now moving on, next we do have Libra. All right, first one for Libra, Nine of Wands, followed by the Eight of Wands. Moving on, next we do have the Ten of Pentacles, and the final one for Libra, again the Five of Swords. But for you, the Five of Swords has a much different manifesto, so to speak, or manifestation. So what we do have for you, Libra, is pretty much that how the week is gonna go about by these by that Nine of Wands. It's entirely up to you. This is all about you adjusting things around. You adjusting things around about your love life or about your career as well. Because according to these cards, it's not like you ain't gonna have new options available. It is just the options available you already have. You can make them ideal. One more specific case, so to speak, with that Nine of Wands, it is that if you are single and you have no one of interest right now, most likely within the week you are gonna grow interest into someone. It could be new, it could be an old person that you are gonna see in a different light here, but definitely should you be entirely single with that Nine of Wands, there is gonna be someone you are gonna grow interest into, and it's gonna be mutual, by the way. But the thing it is that how you should aim your adjustments here, or your conscious changes that you are going to make in your job, or you have the opportunity, so to speak, to make into your job, into your professional lifestyle, you know, and into your personal lifestyle as well. It is that you, how can I put it into words? You make those readaptations in a way that you feel free and independent. So signing up long-term contracts, unless those contracts gives you the freedom to do what you intend to do, that's fine. But if they kind of like restrict and restrain you, maybe that's not a great week for you to sign up such kind of a contract. It's not a good week as well taking on a loan, unless it's for a very specific purpose that is going to unshackle you as well. For example, if you are paying for a rent $1,000, but you want to buy a house on a mortgage, which is again a loan, but the mortgage is going to be an $800, then yeah, that unshackles you with $200. Okay, so this is a kind of readaptations that you can make that are going to make you more free and more independent. And at the end of the week here, for what it seems, you are gonna feel pretty good, pretty well, and as well, how can I put it into words? For lack of a better word, I'm gonna say a victorious over the situation. But yeah, you may have taken certain risks. Some of you are gonna at least think it that way, that you have taken certain risk with that move and with the other move, with that change and with the other change, about your, again, style of doing job, work, love, and so on and so forth. But at the end, it paid pretty much off. For other people that are around you, that stand pretty much against you, not that well. So pretty much you can look at it as a race, okay? And with these conscious adaptations and changes, you are going to get ahead this week into the race of your job, love life, and as well personal life as well. So that was for Libra. Now moving on, next we do have Scorpio. Matt, thank you for another $1. Well, that's a pretty expensive rent for the place I am living in, Matt. I'm living in Bulgaria. Bulgaria is a state of European Union, and here an expensive rent, yeah, it's considered $1,000 is very expensive rent. I mean, if I am to rent for $1,000, I expect a freaking maisonette, fully lavishly furnitured, okay, with air conditioners and also all accommodations that are involved into those $1,000. It's an outrageous price for where I live. Usual price here, 500. That's for 2 bedroom. But that was just an example that I gave for Libra. My God, where are you living, guys? Where do you living? All right, for Scorpio, first one, we do have the Two of Swords. Moving on next, that is going to be the Empress, followed by the Magician, and the final one, that is going to be the King of Pentacles. I'm not going to make a comment on that, Robin, but I think that that's it's a bit over the top. I mean, mortgage should cost less, isn't it? For a 1 bedroom? Oh, definitely. I don't know what square feet means. We do work with square meters here, but I think 3 feet, it's... No, 30 feet. 12 feet. No. Hold on. I don't know how many... Alright, back to Scorpio. A very chill week for us. More chill than we would like, though, for what those cards are showing. It's just things are gonna be so... how can I put it into words, if you will, even flat, that we're gonna grow sick from that flatness. Now we do have the Empress card into the second position, Two of Swords into the first position. It pretty much means that nothing is really gonna move around, guys. No change into our job and into our career, no change into our love life, and so on and so forth. But things are gonna start becoming more and more obvious. Okay, so take it that week as a week of deliberation. Let's put it that way. Okay. No, not deliberation. A week of discovery. That's literally what it is here. So the more we think about the dilemma into our life, a dilemma about our career or about our relationship, the more we think about it, the more the right move and the right action and the right choice is going to start becoming obvious to us. And after this week is over, we also, according to these cards, we also are going to find ourselves having most, if not all, of the resources we need in order to make the choice, in order to incorporate the action, in order to make the move, so to speak. So this week, it's more like, yeah, it's a week of discovery, but as well, it's a week of praying. All right, imagine you are that predator being being crouched in the tall grass, stealthing its way up until the prey, and at the end of the week it's the pounce, right? And there you go, you have your prey, you have your reward, so to speak. So yeah, while the week is going to be very, very inactive, so to speak, and it's going to be very indecisive, that's another thing. It will feel like we just can't make that choice. But the more we think about it, the more, like I said, the right choice is going to become obvious. One thing I want to appeal to all of us, me included, because I am Scorpio, is that no matter what, we should always be ourselves. Just don't pretend to be someone else. That comes from the Magician into the first position. And also, always speak your mind. Whatever you do have on your mind, don't try to cover it with a don't try to cover it with a with a polite, so to speak, expression. Okay, don't try to cover it with a polite expression or a courtesy. That is because you won't be able to make your points across. And that is very important, because within this week, as us, a Scorpio, also what is at stake is our sovereignty, and as well, not like independence, but more like a presence, how people sees us. And if we present itself as ourselves as someone we aren't, it's at the very least we'll have to play a game that's it's not gonna end up well for us. And the worst is just people are gonna see us as an imposters, and people that they just cannot trust. And those resources that I mentioned, which are gonna come by the end of the week, they will involve someone. All right, that someone is gonna invest in us in a certain way. And by the way, that investment, there is no need for us to pretty much deny that investment. I have never been in America, Robin. Never. All right, so that concludes the second cluster of star signs. Now entering into the second break, guys. One of you can have a free reading. All you gotta do is just input a question into the comments down below. And in about 5 minutes, I'm going to pick a question if there are any, and I'm going to perform a professional reading. Should there be no questions, I'm just going to move to the last cluster of star signs, which are going to be a Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces. After Pisces, I'm going to do the last break. And after that, the super chat readings are going to take place. So if you do support the channel and the stream through super chat, you're going to get a reading at the end. That's pretty much given. And should your super chat be $20 or above, the reading is going to be those 5 card spread reading, 4 card spread reading, I'm sorry, which is going to be, which I am doing for the star signs themselves. Another thing it is that I'm now booking for the monthly reading of September, and as well Lenormand Tableau. For more information, you can check the description down below where you can book one. And finally, if you do wish a personal reading with me, you can always go to my website, which you're gonna find in the description down below. And there on the very front page, you can see full list of my services and as well their pricing. Well, Chemonak 1. That's 2 questions. It's not 1, right? So let's not be greedy here. Robin, that's not a small one. For one bedroom, that's not a small one. Where I do live, one bedroom, it's usually about 40 to 60 square meters. So that's a pretty big one bedroom apartment. If you are pregnant, like both of you, Nicole, I cannot answer that because pregnancy is related to your health and tarot is not designed to read for health. So I cannot answer that. Chandra, thank you so much for your $4.99. Thank you, Chandra. Make sure that you do stick around up until the end where you're going to get your personalized reading for the week. Yeah, I was just joking, Nicole. Why greedy? That's a tough question, Robin. I don't know. Truth be told, I don't have much of a drive to go into America. Probably I would like to visit Miami. That's the only place that just comes to my mind that I would really want to go and visit. Other than that, I don't know. Well, everyone wanna live into big places. Probably I am some kind of a messed up, I would say, because for me the smaller the better. I don't know. I just feel more cozy in small places. So for me, yeah, literally the smaller the better. But other than that, I don't know. United States, maybe Las Vegas, the city that never sleeps. All right, will I find love soon? K Monac One asks. Let's check it out. Wow, same thing here, Matt. I love staying home. And I don't like to travel, truth be told. It is just every time I go somewhere else, I just want to be home. That's all I want. Even when I go to visit my parents, couple of hours later, I just want to be home. All right, those are your cards here. Do have the Four of Pentacles, Six of Cups, Three of Wands, the Queen of Pentacles. Um, how soon? Well, it's gonna be up until the end of July next year, so that's a time frame. It could be tomorrow, it could be in 2 weeks, couple of months, 6 months, or by the end of July. That depends on how you're gonna play your cards, because you already know the person that's you will find love in, right? You already know the person. You could be neighbors, it could just got yourself introduced a couple of days ago and you have no clue that for that person you're gonna start developing a feelings, not right now at least, but you are gonna start getting that clue anytime soon, right? So yeah, you already know the person. Wow, true enough, Sue. True enough. Okay, guys, couple of minutes, and I'm gonna move to the next 4-star signs. I cannot say ever, Tammy. Tarot itself is not designed for a lifetime. It's for a particular situation. Its design is for a particular situation. Cycles, okay, a life cycle. So I cannot answer that question. I'm sorry. I mean, astrologer Pisces Moonbeam can probably answer you that. She's an astrologer. Oh my God. Are they paying you uh, um how do you call it? I don't know how to call it in English. It's basically um inconveniences, probably it is how you should say it. Flying 4 times across the states, that's such an inconvenience. Well, of course I'm gonna talk to you, Tommy. I mean, I'm not any more special than you are. But real love, it's okay, let me try to explain that, because above everything else, guys, you gotta understand tarot is a philosophy. It's knowledge, right? It's divided to a major and minor arcana, and I know that there are so many readers saying intuitive reading and so on and so forth with tarot, that is, but arcana doesn't mean intuition, it doesn't mean a vision, nor it means any kind of a voice, or a premonition, or whatever. It does mean knowledge, right? This is a major and minor knowledge. It's a philosophy. And as you mentioned, real love here, Tammy, there is a philosophy in tarot about the real love. Real love doesn't happen overnight. It's not, the real love is not the love that you see a guy or a woman and you instantly fall in love with them, right? The real love develops over time, and the first thing that it needs, the soil, the very foundation of it, so it can start unfolding, it's trust and reliability. So if you do find a person that you can trust and you consider reliable, you can definitely learn to really, really love that person. So I hope that helps. Chandra, I don't know what your deal was, but in my book, that's such a ripoff. All right, Jessica, I'm going to input that into your super chat as an inquiry. Welcome, Tammy. Right, moving on. Moving on next, we do have Sagittarius. Right, first one for Sagittarius. This is going to be the Nine of Swords, guys, followed by the second card, which is the Eight of Pentacles, followed by that's the Queen, isn't it? Yeah, it is the Queen of Cups. And the final one for Sagittarius, that's going to be the Page of Cups. No, that's not the Page of Cups, it's the Swords. It's the Page of Swords, I'm sorry. So tough week for Sagittarius. Let me swing a water before I move on. All right, tough week for Sagittarius, guys. That is because it seems that we, and I'm saying we because I am also having a lot of planets into Sagittarius, so we are not going to have much of a choice, unfortunately. Pretty much what we call in our country is that the match has been already whistled. It's ups. It's the final whistle. The score is already known. Nothing we can do about it rather than accept the consequences and just go along with it. And that's exactly how that's exactly how things should play out into the upcoming week. Now, should we do that? Should we take on, let's say, responsibility, or the very least accept the results? Things into our lives should stabilize very, very much, and it's not like there are no how can I put it into words? It's not like there aren't any chances to grow, so to speak. It's not like there aren't any aspects for us to push forward and to make any progress. It is just, it's not going to be the way we ideally want it to be. So yeah, I mean, it's throughout the week we will have to get our hands dirty in a certain way. By the way, into more specific cases, this is a week where we are going to be really fearful for our love life. We're going to find ourselves being fearful for our career as well, being fearful for in generally things into our life that we are putting a lot of value into it. Maybe we said something stupid recently and now we just have to bear the consequences of it. Or maybe we did something stupid recently and we just have to bear the consequences of it. Or it could be a thing we are just announced to and we can't do anything about, and we just have to accept it. Either way, we are gonna feel helpless and fearful, and not much we can do about it. That's pretty much it's pretty much how it stands here. Aside from that, for the Queen of Cups, the additional card is going to be the Seven of Swords. So that is a pretty untypical aid that is going to come our way, and this is going to be an emotional aid. A person who totally doesn't have to, but in any case, they're going to listen to us. They're going to try to understand our plight, okay, and support us, and as well lift us emotionally. And by doing so, we're going to see into our faces very unlikely ally. So throughout this week, that person is not going to exactly help us materially in any way, But into the weeks to come or the months to come, this could happen to be a very valuable connection, a very, very valuable ally. So if someone wants to listen to you, if someone wants to help you, someone wants to help us in any way, there is totally no need to deny that help, because otherwise the week is going to be morbid for what it seems from the cards. Tell me here, how long do you had that bad luck? I mean, my bad luck, it's 5 years now, right? And it is what it is. I mean, better alone than with someone who just doesn't appraise you, and it doesn't love you for who you are. Or should you say better alone than not with the right person? Well, that's not an indicator. I mean, love doesn't know any number. All right, next one, Capricorn. Like you can see on the screen, first one for Capricorn, that is going to be the King of Pentacles, followed by the Page of Cups. Moving on next, we do have the Page of Pentacles. And the final one, that is going to be the Ten of Pentacles. Right, one card for the Page of Cups. We do have Temperance for the Page of Cups. And another card for the Page of Pentacles, and that is going to be the Ten of Wands. So Capricorn being torn in between two people, okay? Two people could be your two children or just two people being torn in between them. So one of these people, Page of Cups, a person who just doesn't know their place. The story of the most people's life here, okay? They don't know their place, they don't know any boundaries, and they just poke their noses into everything you do, trying to influence it, and so on and so forth. Very touchy, very emotionally unstable individual. The other person, Page of Pentacles, it should be a very close person to you. And what their characteristics are, at least for throughout the week, is that they are, can I put it into words? They are prone to lighter your weight. It is like anytime you are overwhelmed, whether with work, you know, whether with some kind of domestic tasks, whether emotionally overwhelmed, them they are always there if you seek them, though, to lighter that weight. In any case, to listen to you, to help you, and so on and so forth. You're going to be torn in between these two people. It is because you're going to find yourself wanting to spend more time with the one that is lightering your weight, but the other person is going to be emotionally manipulative to have your time for them. And so you gotta be, how can I put it into words? In order for you to clear up space and time for the Page of Pentacles, you will have to be rude with the Page of Cups, to tell them, get the hell out of my sight. Simple as that. So do you have the strength to do it? Hopefully you do so, because your, can I put it into words? Let's put it that way. Your freedom kind of like depends on it. Because with the Page of Cups, with that person, which could be again your child, it could be any kind of co-worker and so on and so forth. If you give them your finger, they're gonna pretty much swallow your arm. And this is what I mean having no boundaries. They are asking you, for example, they ask you, can I talk with you? You say yes, and for them, you said yes about anything. Okay, you said yes, going out on a lunch, on a dinner, inviting them home for a chat or for a sleepover, and so on and so forth. So it's very, very important that throughout the week, Capricorn, you build up boundaries, or at least you make people understand that, or certain people that is, that they're not welcomed around. But yeah, again, your freedom pretty much depends on it, and you gotta build those boundaries, because this week for you guys, it's a week where you will have to decide what type of friendships, relationships, or partnerships you would want to invest into. Do you want to invest into partnerships where you are just a means to an end? Or do you want to invest into partnerships where you are treated like a human being? The choice is entirely yours. But at the end, as the Ten of Pentacles stands, whatever investment you decide to make as a partnership, you are going to be entitled to stick to it. You won't be able to take it back. Yeah, the dream catcher, it's over there. Thank you, Sue. Thank you so much. All right, next one, we do have Aquarius. That's my rising sign, so let's cross fingers and have a good one for Aquarius. All right, first one for Aquarius, again, the King of Pentacles. Moving on, next we do have the Magician, followed by the Hierophant, and the final one. This is going to be the Wheel of Fortune. A bit discouraging week for Aquarius. I am in a pain to see those cards. A discouraging week because of the Magician into the second position, guys. It seems that, I'm gonna put it into words, it's just the week is gonna feel ungrateful. Okay, whatever we do, whatever we say, whatever we go, and whatever resources we do pour in, it is just the result of these resources is gonna feel very, very ungrateful. We do a favor and then we ask to be helped, and either the magnitude of the help or the help itself may never come about, and again, very ungrateful. So should we spare our resources? Well, no. And this is why it's kind of like a pain for me to look at this reading, because my personal opinion, I'm again rising Aquarius. My personal opinion is if something doesn't want to happen, you just have to redirect your resources. But here, according to these cards, we just have to. Actually, I may not be right, because with the Hierophant into the third position, that card pretty much speaks that we gotta do what we believe in. Okay, so even if what you believe in doesn't produce results this week because someone deprives you of these results, or something deprives you of these results, afterwards, with the wheel of fortune at the end of the reading here, the results are going to come about one way or another. And if a person doesn't reward you, the universe, guys, is going to reward you. More specific thing I want to warn you here, Aquarius: keep your mouth shut. Very important. There are some informations information that is, that you don't want to share, or the person that you are about to share it with, it's not ready to hear it, and that is only going to provoke a certain conflict. Another thing, it's what do I mean under what you believe in? Think it that way. Let's say we're talking about your job, and if you do not believe into your job, then you are working only for the money, and then it's going to be pretty frustrating if you are investing into your work and you are not getting more money, right? It's kind of like, it feels ungrateful, doesn't it? But if you do believe in your work and in your job, then you're not doing it for the money, you're doing it for your belief. The money are just something that finds you, so you're not going to find yourself being can I put it into words, being unfairly treated, so to speak. And that's why it's important for us, Aquarius, to do what we believe in, and then we're not going to find ourselves being disappointed. And even if results from it doesn't come about this week, they are going to start a rolling up into the week to follow. So take it that way, guys. This week it's a test of our belief, how much we do believe in ourselves, how much we do believe into our skills, into our knowledge as well, and how much we do believe into what we are doing. One last thing for Aquarius: whatever we are given throughout the week, even if it does look like a charity, someone gives you something and say, that's on the house, it isn't. Okay, we are going to be held accountable to it. Someone gives us a favor or makes us a favor, they are gonna ask that favor or return to that favor later down the path. So don't take anything, or rather, like, don't take something you cannot return afterwards. That's a guidance. Well, thank you, Sue. What is Aussie? That's Australia? Because the flag sure looks like it. All right, last but not least, we do have Pisces. On the other side of the world, for where I do live in. All right, first one for Pisces, Ace of Wands, followed by as the Chariot. Moving on next, we do have the Two of Swords. And the final one, that is going to be the Empress here. Pisces is the biggest winner. Taco, thank you so much for your 22 US dollars. Thank you, Taco. Make sure that you do stick around a little bit longer, where you're going to have your personalized reading for the week. So like I was saying, Pisces the biggest winner, because this week is gonna present you guys with a very gainingful enterprise. Now that enterprise could be literally anything, and the worst thing that is gonna happen into the week is when that enterprise shows up, which could be, for example, kind of like an offer for a promotion or for a raise or for for a new job. It could be someone that you meet that you find very enterprising and you start going out with, and so on and so forth. But there are going to be certain strings to it, so it's not going to be like without any attachments to it. And at the start, it will feel like it's too much to be asked. Yes, Sean, that's life. Welcome to the stream. So at first, Pisces is gonna feel like, the other party or the other side asks way too much. You get to be promoted, but you will have to sign that new contract, or you have to obey to these new rules, and it's kind of like it feels sketchy. That comes from the Chariot, which is into the second position. However, you are not pressed to say yes or no right away. Okay, and the best course of action once that enterprise comes about is for you to say, let me sleep on it. All right, and the more you sleep on it, the more you will see that it's actually worth it. It's actually, yeah, it's different. I mean, it's much different than what you are used to, but it's an opportunity for you to learn. It's an opportunity for you to experience new stuff, and for all it's worth, it's most likely going to be about your career and about you making money and you in generally growing yourself, and that will allow you to develop a new skill or a talent that you always had, but you just didn't have a need for it from it, and that's why you haven't expanded on it. But now you will have the chance to develop that slumbered talent, so to speak, and by the end of the week you are actually going to find yourself in a very comfortable spot, in a very, how can I put it into words, a peaceful state with that enterprise, getting the hang of it and planning for the long distant future. This is how good it's going to be. So I do hope you do not miss it. Gosh, I want to be Pisces now. Sean, thank you so much for your $20 support. Make sure that you do stick around a little bit longer, where you're gonna get a personalized reading for the week. But now we are entering into the last break here, and one of you guys again is gonna have a free reading. All you gotta do is just input a question into the comments down below. I'm gonna give you about 5 minutes to do so, and should there are any questions, I'm gonna pick one and perform a professional reading on that question. If there aren't any, I'm just gonna move to the super chat reading. So if any of you supports the channel through super chat, you're gonna get a reading at the end of the stream that's given, and should your super chat be $20 or above, you're gonna get that very same 4-card reading that I'm doing for the star signs here. Also, I am, oh my god, I just forgot my thought. Yeah, I am booking now for the monthly readings of September. The monthly reading will contain your career, finances, and as well personal love life for the September. And also I'm taking bookings now for the Lenormand Tableau, which is a Lenormand spread containing 36 cards. All the bookings, or rather like the information for that, you can find in the description down below, and it's where you can do the booking. This is exclusive only for the YouTube viewers, all right? You cannot find that on my website. On my website you can find a standard reading, standard services, then you can take advantage of should you need a personal reading. My website you also can find in the description down below. Thank you, Sue. Okay, Monarch, you already had a reading. So you already had a free reading. So I'm gonna pick someone else if there are anybody else. Well, Sean, it's not like it doesn't work that way. It is just what does it mean with the one? Okay, because what tarot can show you if you are compatible with the person, how compatible you are with the person you are with, but there are many people who are the one. All right, it's just, it's not like you are meant to be with one specific person. You are meant to be happy. Whom, with, how, where, that's entirely up to you. Whomever asks their significant other is if into someone else, I never, that significant other is their statement, not mine. I'm treating that as is the person I'm with thinks about someone else. Okay, this is how I'm treating that question. I never said that is their significant other, because that's according to them, right? Tarot, it doesn't work that way. That's why I'm trying to be transparent here. But I can definitely answer you that. Yeah, I mean, if the person you are with thinks about someone else or is into someone else. Anna, thank you so much for your 20 US dollars. Thank you, Anna. Make sure that you do stick around a little bit longer, where you're gonna get a personalized reading for the week. Okay. What games do I play? I do play RPGs, Matt. I do play Diablo 2, Diablo 3, Elden Ring, and pretty much whatever Xbox has to offer. Well, Dragonflights, their question is not exactly a question. That is like asking me to read for the for Pisces and for Cancer, and it is for the moon, which I already did, Sean. So that is pretty much, for me at least, it's pretty much redundant, because the moon readings, the full moon in Aquarius is already made. I mean, all they have to do is just go there and ask and watch Pisces and Cancer. It's already there. Oh, Skyrim, oh my god, I sunk so many hours into that. I sunk so many hours into Skyrim. All right, Shona, I'm gonna take your question. Is the person? No, no worries, Dragonfly. I mean, you are not obliged to know it right away. Okay. I was about to say that after I was done with Sean, because sometimes whenever there are questions which already there is an answer to, I'm addressing it right away. Okay. after I'm done with the free reading. Sean, I'm gonna take your question here. Is the person you are with actually is into someone else? So let's check and let's check it out. That's a complicated answer. I mean, according to these cards, those are the cards, by the way, and that is their affinity in general. Okay, their affinity in general, and these two cards here, are saying that the person you are with, they're not saying they're not telling you everything. Okay, it is just there are either they are hiding certain emotions they have, or they are can I put it into words, pretending, for example, that they like something that they don't like, and so on and so forth. So definitely there is a work that you can do there. The other two cards, they're showing actually something positive. They are showing that the person you are with actually can handle a lot, in a sense of that, the person you are with can handle a lot of discrepancies in between you and them as well. So I don't think that they are into someone else more than they are into you, right? It's just that's not the case. But Sean, what those cards are showing, mate, and I'm sorry saying it, is that you can do better. You can definitely do better, and if you don't want to kind of like lose the person that you are with, you should do better. And when I say do better, in a sense of that, make sure that you show that person that you want future with them. That's all you gotta do. That's all that you gotta do. But again, my final answer is that the person you are with, even if they're into someone else, they're not into someone else more than they are into you. But I cannot say if they are definitely into someone else, because that's a choice they gotta make, and I cannot make a choice for them. Yeah, but it is not only about that. It's not only about the criticism itself. Because you can take criticism, but every time you are criticized, and information is divulged, that more or less changes something. Right? I mean, the person you are with tells you that they don't like you going out with friends Friday night, and you change that, it changes the dynamic in the relationship. Okay, so that's that. That is at least what those cards are showing here. All right, a couple of minutes, guys, and then I'm moving to the super chat readings. I don't know, Sue. I mean, many people say that, but I don't think I'm psychic. Yeah, Sean. I mean, no worries at all. You're not the only one who thinks that, Pisces Moonbeam. Right, just a couple of minutes, guys, and I am to the super chat. Let me catch my breath. You're welcome. It is just that Ace of Swords. Listen, the attitude that this person shows, it is that this person wants to invest. But the Ace of Swords, it's an enemy to the investment card. And the Ace of Swords are the truths that are staying. So pretty much is investing truths into saying what you have in mind. But when you do say what you have in mind, that gets on the way of investing into the relationship. All right. So I do believe what you gotta do at the first place, looking at those cards, it is to predispose the person you're with to have no fear that something is gonna change in between you and them if they speak up their mind. See, Taco has Taco has a pretty nice way dealing with the stuff. Yeah, because that's always you gotta accept, Sean. There are those kind of people that are afraid of what they are saying. All right. For example, I never understood people that wants a bigger salary and they're just afraid to ask for a raise, just so the boss may gets pissed off and fire them. Well, if they fire you, they fire you. I mean, if they fire you, that means that they never can even considered you being raised and you being promoted and so on and so forth. And if that's the case, then what the hell are you doing there, right? My point is that the person you're with, when they sit on the table and wants to talk with you, they should feel safe, like you are not gonna burst out, like you are not going to kind of like make a scene out of it. That's at least my personal opinion. According to the cards, you should make a nice environment where the person you're with can tell you anything, right? And they know that that's not gonna change the dynamic in between you two. And again, you gotta show them in your own way. Again, I cannot tell you how, but in your own way, you gotta show them that you want future with them. I mean a long distant future. Hey, Jasmine, welcome to the stream. But yeah, I mean, for a relationship and how to handle your relationship, probably I'm not the best person you should ask about that because I'm pretty terrible into relationships. It's just I don't know how to sustain them. That's a pretty big affliction of mine. All right. So Matt, your week. We do have the Eight of Pentacles for you, Matt. And according to this card, the week is going to be somewhat of a good week for you. Now, you got to be, and I really, I will when it comes your turn, Sean. So you got to be a little bit more patient than usual with the Eight of Pentacles. That is because, Matt, to your endeavors, for example, you said you are making your car, right? There are going to be those detailed stuff which are more. It requires more finesse, so to speak, to execute them. But in the grand scheme of things, with the Eight of Pentacles, Matt, this is gonna be a week where you can start a plan, right? So if you do have a plan or you prepared for something, rest assured that's gonna be the week where that starts. Liz, your week, we do have the Hangman here with the Emperor, and a bit of a stressful week for you, Liz. That is because you are going to start feeling that you are losing control, most likely into your career, right? It's like there are going to be things which you are going to feel helpless towards. They are happening, and it is just nothing you can do about it. Now, rest assured, according to these cards, Liz, it is that, how can I put it into words? If you do wait it out, everything is going to work just fine. It's just the more you try to exert control over your situations, and not just only into the love life, but as well into your not just only into your career, but also into your love life as well. The more you try to control, the worse the things has. So that is a week where it's going to be simultaneously a test. Can you go with the flow? That's pretty much the test. And a breakthrough, because if you go with the flow, yeah, the sky may look darkened, but it's going to be set into light again, and it's only thing you got to do is just wait that to happen. Jasmine, thank you so much for your 1999. Thank you, Jasmine. Make sure that you do stick around a little bit longer, and where you're going to get a personalized reading for the week. All right, Jessica, with a specific inquiry, will the person I haven't spoken to in so long do what I ask them to do? So basically the question is, if you ask them, are they going to do it? Those two cards, the Death card with the Hierophant, I do believe so, yes. These are a very strong cards, which are showing that no matter what the situation in between you two is, I mean, whatever grievances you have, they can be put into rest for as long as the, let's say, the situation is cleared out. So if what you are going to ask them to, it's, how can I put it into words? It's acceptable for them, they are going to do it, yeah. All right, JT, I'm gonna look into it in the super chat, that particular inquiry. All right, Chandra, your week. We do have the Wheel of Fortune. It looks like, oh my God, that's such a great week for you. Most likely it's turning out into your career. You are about to reap certain rewards. Major milestones are going to be accomplished. As a generalized reading specifically for you, it could take place somewhere else, okay? But rest assured here for you, Chandra, that is going to be an amazing week for you, because it is just, there are going to be success left, right, and center. Is going to be all around you. If you do have a certain things planned, I suggest you to plan even bigger, because you would be amazed at what you are going to be able to accomplish, okay? And finally, for you, within this week, you may receive once in a lifetime change to really make a difference into your life. Don't miss it. Okay, when it happens, it's gonna feel random, it's gonna feel even that you may not be prepared, ready, or deserve it. That doesn't literally matter. Can you take an advantage? You take it. Can you take an opportunity? You take it. Okay, no questions asked whatsoever. Take it like it's a reward for your previous efforts. Oh, okay. I didn't catch that, Matt. Okay, so it's for Nicole. Nicole, your week. We do have the Four of Pentacles for you, Nicole. And this is a quite of a nice week, although it could be very slowly moving. With the Four of Pentacles, Nicole, that is a period of time, meaning the week itself, where you establish rather than initiating. Okay, so you are to consolidate friendships, you are to consolidate business positions, you are to consolidate jobs, you are to consolidate intimate relationships. Okay, so it's not a week where you are gonna get new opportunities. This is a week where you stabilize current possessions. This is a week where you establish a certain and secure future for what you already have. All right. Oh, and even more, Chandra, even more than that. All right, so that was for Nicole. I believe that was her name, Matt's fiance. Now let me shuffle and move on to the next one, which is Taco. So let's check on how your week is going to be about. Have a great one, Pisces Moonbeam. Yeah, it is good. All right, Taco, the Lover's card, which is a really, really good sign for you, followed by the Six of Swords. Moving on next, we do have the Queen of Swords. And the final one here, that is going to be the Empress, the additional card to the Queen of Swords, that is going to be the World. So it does look like that you are going to reverse an opinion. That's one thing that is going to happen. So a person who either doesn't want to work out with you or doesn't want to see through you, okay, or through what you are saying, or a person who is literally working against you, for what it seems they are going to start working with you or alongside with you for a throughout the week. So you may think of it like someone that you have a dispute with. You are basically going to find a common ground and you are going to start making things working out and making things happening. According to the cards, though, don't get ahead of yourself. By all means, do not make any risky moves. That is very, very important. And the environment itself around you, Taco, is going to be literally very harmonious. I mean, throughout this week, mate, you are going to start seeing how certain concerns and problems of yours and so on and so forth are going to start literally disappearing. They're going to start resolving themselves on their own accord, and basically making choices, if you do have to make any choices, is going to feel very natural for you. It's just you are going to have no doubt whatsoever what is the right choice for you to make. And by the end of the week, Taco, you will be in a very good place. I mean, we do have the Empress here, so that card pretty much shows that at the end of the week you are gonna first making plans long term. That is how well the week is gonna turn out for you. Second, you are going to have a time to catch up your breath, rest, and contemplate on your situations, because probably next week or a couple of weeks from now, you will have to make a decision how to proceed forward on these results that you are going to accomplish throughout this particular week. And finally, with the Empress, you are gonna feel very comfortable into what you have established with that individual. Like I said, that you now may be in a little bit of a dispute, working in a different way, kind of like a tug of war is the way I see it. But instead of kind of like being in a tug of war, you are gonna start pulling in the same direction, both of you. So I hope that helps. All right, Sean, to elaborate on not saying everything, it's basically the person you're with, once again, has an impression that certain things that she's gonna say are gonna change the dynamic in the relationship, okay? And that's why she isn't saying them. And your turn now, Sean. Let's check on what week you're gonna have. All right, first card for you, 10 of Wands, followed by the 2 of Cups. Moving on next for you, Sean, that is going to be the 4 of Cups. And the final one, we do have the 3 of Swords. A very busy week, by the way. It is what you do have in front of yourself. The 2 of Cups into the second position, pretty much it kind of means that you are not going to have it in a peaceful way. The environment you're going to find yourself, especially work-wise, is going to be quite unstable. It's just there are going to be people who are going to be poking their noses into your stuff and into your job, and it's kind of like you're going to feel that pressure that everybody is your enemy. All right, that is how pretty much the card stands in term of your career. As far as your love life goes, into those 4 cards, not much is going to happen there as a change. Aside from that, there could be some, how can I put it into words, some oh my god, I don't know how to express that, because it's not a bad thing. That's the thing, okay? Okay, so I'm gonna put it that way. Some false, it's not even a sense of security, it's more like a all right, so I'm gonna say it that way. There could be some more closeness than it needs to be, and I don't know how this could be bad thing, but it's something that holds you back. All right, so being more, I don't know, it doesn't make much sense. That's why I think that this is mostly about your career of what we do have here. But Sean, what is good about the week? It is that you are going to see that you do need to aim for more, and throughout the week you are going to see what you can aim at, especially career wise. Some kind of a new client or a new project. I don't know what you are working, but definitely certainly a goal, idea, an aim is going to start developing and showing up, kind of like forging into your mind. And this is where another problem shows up. It is that you may decide, or decide that it is way too ambitious. It isn't. Think it that way, that you worked or you behaved, performed up until this point, and you collected certain fruits of your labor. Well, you are already how can I put it into words? You are already at the end of these fruits. I mean, you almost consumed all of them, and now you have to think of where you can find new fruits of your labor. That's why you gotta set up yourself a goal, but you gotta set it up instead of waiting for the opportunity to show up. Other than that, many things are going to move around, and you got to keep up with all of that, so you can expect a very, very busy week, especially work and career wise. All right, next one. That is going to be Anna. Hello, Jeanette. I believe this is how your name is pronounced. It's French, isn't it? All right, Anna. First one, that is going to be the King of Pentacles. Moving on next for you, we do have the Six of Swords, followed by the third one of the Page of Pentacles, and the fourth one, that is going to be the Emperor. Ooh. Oh, that's a new one. Sue, I mean, I have been named Colin Farrell, and some few other actors, but Antonio Banderas never. I don't think I look like Antonio Banderas. All right, so the additional card to the Page of Pentacles, this is going to be the Death card, Anna. And that could go several ways, right? I don't know if you are dating someone, or rather like you are going out with someone, not exactly dating, but going out with someone. But it's very, very possible, if you are now going out with someone or you are talking with someone, that thing to escalate and suddenly to find yourself dating with that person. Other than that, the Page of Pentacles there, it kind of shows a very, very loyal friend, which is gonna make a huge difference into your life in general. Not most likely, but definitely that's a person you can rely on, you can depend on, and you can not expect but know that they are going to be always there for you. And believe it or not, it does look like that this person would want to invest something in you, that is, whether they would want to invest money, opportunity, emotions, feelings, and so on and so forth. That investment, literally, there is no need for you to pretty much not take it whatsoever. And by the end of the week, whatever loss of control you feel you have, you will have that feeling no longer, because this person which is going to be around you, Anna, also are going to shield you or protect you from you taking any risky choices. And finally, we do have JT, which is, I was wondering about what is the outcome if I do pursue a relationship with John. Is there someone like that, Anna, that you are talking with or you are going out with? Very curious to know. Huh. Yeah, children, Sean. Well, Jasmine, those are the cards. All right, so that's how it goes. If you do pursue him, if you do pursue a relationship, you should have a shot for that relationship by the end of May next year. But Jasmine, before you do so, before you pursue it, make sure that is absolutely what you want to do. Okay? Because according to these cards, once you end up with it, you won't be able to go out of it. Okay, you just won't be able to go out of it. The only thing that relationship ends is if John walks away from it. You can't. So yeah, you are gonna have a shot on that if you pursue it by the end of May next year. That's a time frame. It could be a shot in a couple of weeks or in a couple of months, whatever. But give yourself a time to really sleep on it, because these cards are so all right? They're simultaneously saying that you should be inactive about it and rather John to pursue it if he wants to, right? To have that relationship with you. But if you do pursue it, you're gonna have a shot on it. So that kind of makes me think that maybe you are entering into a trap here. Jeanette, thank you so much for your 27.99 Canadian. Thank you, Jeanette. Your reading is coming right away. Hold on a second. "45 days of vacation." Oh my God. Well, good for you that you can afford that. Well, Jasmine, I wouldn't pursue it. Listen, that's another philosophy of tarot, that love is free like water, right? And it is water. That's why it's free like water. I mean, you can try to catch it, you can try to trap it, but it always finds its way to the sea, right? So if John doesn't have the attitude, yeah, you can pursue it, you can kind of like make him see and so on and so forth, but the end, I think that you are going to have yourself invested so much into it that it will be kind of like whatever, right? So maybe you should wait a little longer to see if he is putting some efforts into that direction, and if he isn't, and if he is not putting efforts into that direction, then it's better try with someone else. No, I don't think that you should pursue love. I mean, love either happens or it doesn't. You should, although, fight to sustain it, right? If you are with the person you love, you shouldn't shit in your relationship and do whatever you like, because you are not alone in it, right? But kind of like pursue it, try to make someone love you that doesn't, or try to be with someone that doesn't want to be with you. No, of course not. All right, Jeanette. First one is the Seven of Cups, followed by the Strength card. Moving on next, we do have the Ten of Swords. And the final one for your week, that is going to be the High Priestess. Give me a moment here. That's a bit of a complicated one. Wow, I didn't have that complicated one for quite a while. All right, Jeanette, the week you will feel throughout the week very fuzzy. Fuzzy in a way that's it's gonna be like a little bit like a roller coaster. What I mean is that, say you wake up tomorrow and you receive a good news about something and your hopes are lifted high, but then something else happens and then your hopes get crushed down, and a couple of hours after that again something happens and your hopes are feeling up again. And it is just throughout the whole week you will find it very difficult to make up what kind of an attitude you should have toward about anything. Okay, it's word about your relationship or love life, rather, if you are in a relationship, that is. You will find it very difficult to make up about what kind of an attitude you should have toward your career, toward your work, or finding work if that's what you are after. And the key word is decisiveness here. Okay, you cannot afford to be indecisive just because your mood or your hopes are swinging in one way or another. And for that reason, this week is imperative that you are grounded. Just don't daydream, all right? Don't make any risky moves. Do not outburst. That is also very important. Someone tells you something you don't like, do not react right away on it. Count to 10 and then try to respond. Because again, your response could be more passionate than it has to, or more indifferent than it has to. It's again, there will be that discrepancy into how you should react. It is just your reaction for some reason is gonna be messed about with these swings of how you of how your hopes are playing around in front of you. For what is worth, Jeanette, whatever hopes you have, it will be unclear throughout this week. Are they possible or not? They can be possible, they cannot, they may not, they may be possible, they may not be possible, is yet to be known. Just because it's unknown, that is again what is going to cause is the swings of your mood. Nonetheless, by the end of the week, that should normalize and you should stabilize as well into your romantic life and into your career. But by all means, or my appeal to you, Jeanette, is try to be as grounded as possible and as objective as possible, no matter how difficult that it looks like oh my God, no matter how difficult it is for you to establish that composure, because this is what it comes down to, a composure, and you got to maintain it no matter what. Alright guys, that's gonna do it. Thank you so much for sticking around, and as well for your generosity. And we're gonna see each other very, very soon as well. Again, for all of you who asked about daily readings, they are gonna come back, they are gonna return. Like I said, I was very, very sick, and I barely worked for past 1 month, I believe, or almost 1 month, but they are returning. I'm getting back on track now, and I'm feeling much better. So we're going to see each other more and more often. Until then, bye.